Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of my Two Satoshis. It is Memorial Day 2019. Hope you guys are relaxing and enjoying this day. It's pretty sunny over here in the D. Hope it's good weather where you are. Shout out to my man Sam Aqua for that song request today. Nipsey Hussle, Clarity, featuring Dave East. This is a nice joint right here. Thank you, Sam, for the song request for today. What's good, people? Welcome to another episode, and hope you guys are doing well today. Today we're going to look at a few things here, one being CCID, I think it's called Center of Information and Industry Development. I think I said that right, CIID. Their Ministry for Industry and Information Technology, they do a ranking, I believe, every month. I cover them when I do see them. I covered the first one that they ever did, and it's just interesting to see the change in their rankings. And I think after the fourth report, EOS was number one and has been number one since then. So we'll take a look at what their current rankings are. Also, Roger Ver launches local Bitcoin, and we shouldn't confuse it with local Bitcoins. You know, I used to, the same feelings that I have about Craig Wright, I used to have about Roger Ver. But Craig Wright seemed to take it to the next level. When they did their fork, it really showed who was the worst of the two. I don't know why he has to do this. Like, it's almost a trolling type of thing that he's doing. He can't just simply have his own identity. And I was a really big Bitcoin Cash supporter up until this last little debacle where two of the top miners over there on their network did a 51% attack to basically throw it off a bug. That type of stuff is very off-putting to me. And that was probably like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. But up until then, I was a pretty big supporter of Bitcoin Cash. I still actually have some. Probably will reallocate those into some better coins and tokens. But we're going to take a look at what local Bitcoin is. Not to confuse it again with local Bitcoins. He said he's got a peer-to-peer exchange now. No KYC required. We'll see how long that lasts. Third article is out of CCN, and we're going to talk about this $130 million short squeeze that occurred on Bitcoin that may have been the catalyst for the move up towards 9,000. We'll take a look at it. This caught my eye because this morning I was talking to some people in the trading room, and you know, they were asking, did I think this move looked really organic? And it's very hard to tell because it's such a small market where, you know, a few players really control a lot of the price action, right? So it's just too hard to tell if this is organic or not. And then I saw this article, so I thought I would bring that up for you guys. It's just kind of give you a possibility of why we saw this huge pop yesterday, you know, from 8,000 almost 1,000 point move. And we know that the correlation to altcoins is pretty tight. So we saw a lot of the altcoins really move as well. So we'll take a look at it. Is it organic? My gut feeling is telling me no, but nothing's really going to stop it. You know, the move in 2017 was more organic because the media was in a frenzy about it. You know, you had everyday people talking about buying Bitcoin and what coins they had. So that was a little bit more organic. I'm not hearing that just yet with this move up, so I'm not too sure if it's organic, but again, it doesn't matter. And because it's such a small market, it could head higher. It definitely could head higher. So we'll see what this article is talking about from this $150 million liquidation short squeeze that occurred. But first, I got to give a shout out to my sponsors, smartcash.cc, voted #1 cryptocurrency in Brazil. They're doing their thing out there and trying to expand into other markets. So check them out when you guys get a chance. Got to give a shout out to my people out there at moonlambotees.com as well. They're one of my sponsors now on the channel. Make sure you guys check them out. You can save 25% on your shopping cart if you use promo code CryptoBlood25. They have tees, prints as well, like for your wall, sweaters. They've got hoodies, both for men and women. So make sure you guys check out moonlambotees.com, and their summer wear is coming out next week. I ordered my merch last week, so once I get it in, I'm definitely gonna rock it. So you guys check it out too, moonlambotees.com. Let's go ahead and check out this heat map. Boy, this heat map is heating up. We've got Bitcoin up 9.5%. Bitcoin Cash is up 6.8%. We've got Ethereum up 8.8%. But check this out. EOS up 21%. I told you guys I was buying a couple of days ago ahead of this announcement in June. Well, there you have it. I'm glad I started loading up some more. It's up 21% today. Litecoin is up 15%. Litecoin is acting like they've got an announcement in June. Well, they do have a halving occurring in about 70 days. So, hey, I'm sure that's why they're mooning right now as well. I don't know what it is. I got my speculations, but something big is about to be announced with EOS. So this is why EOS is really grabbing a lot of the market share here. And I've got a special kicking it session coming up this week. I think some of you will be very excited about. So stay tuned for that, dropping sometime this week. I think the market cap is at $274 billion. We're creeping up to 300 billion, people. So things are looking very good. One more slot before we get started. One more slot available for the channel advertisement. Make sure you guys hit me up at ads@cryptoblood.io if you are interested. So let's take a look at that first article. And it really is about this move up we had yesterday, almost 1,000 points. Why? Why did this happen? What initiated this second leg up? Well, it may have been $130 million short squeeze liquidation that may have supercharged this Bitcoin price to 9,000. It says on May 27th, the Bitcoin price surged from 8,000 to almost 9,000 on major exchanges such as Bitstamp and Coinbase, achieving an all-time high for 2019. Key catalysts behind that abrupt increase in the Bitcoin price within a short time frame remain unclear. Some have suggested the overall improvement in sentiment around the crypto market and an increase in demand from retail investors. One of the main factors supporting the 11% rally on Bitcoin may have been the liquidation of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of short contracts on BitMEX, the most widely utilized crypto margin trading platform. As the Bitcoin price initially climbed above 8,500, it liquidated many short contracts filled by bears anticipating BTC to drop in an expected pullback. The overnight surge in the Bitcoin price occurred on a Sunday evening in the U.S. market when the CME Bitcoin futures market was closed and other investment vehicles like Grayscale's Bitcoin Investment Trust were not trading. Although the impact of the CME on the price of the dominant cryptocurrency was largely dismissed up until early 2018, new research from Bitwise Asset Management revealed that CME accounts for nearly half of all Bitcoin spot trading. On May 14th, the daily volume of the CME Bitcoin futures market hit a staggering 1.3 billion, its all-time high. Currently, the verifiable daily spot volume of Bitcoin is estimated to be around 1.7 billion. So that's interesting to hear. In 2017, it didn't even match nearly. No, it was like a tenth of the daily spot volume for Bitcoin. So to see them almost one-to-one with Bitcoin should be telling you guys something. I'll let you read between the lines. The article goes on to say, if the liquidation of BitMEX contracts pushed the Bitcoin price up in the past 24 hours, considering that the CME futures market accounts for a large portion of global volume of Bitcoin, CME would serve as a catalyst for the next potential upside move on Bitcoin. That's very true. As seen in the abrupt decline in the Bitcoin price from 8,000 to 6,400 on May 17th, triggered by the liquidation of BitMEX contracts, the futures market and margin trading platforms have a significant effect on the landscape of the crypto exchange market. The sustainability of the volume on CME and BitMEX and other major exchanges would dictate the near-term trend of Bitcoin. Based on the performance of the asset in the past 2 weeks and the presence of little resistance above 8,500, analysts expect the asset to test the 10,000 level in the medium term. Tim Draper, a billionaire investor, said on Bloomberg that fundamentally Bitcoin remains strong against fiat currencies with a bright long-term outlook. So what do you guys think? Do we see higher highs? 10,000 is a psychological whole number. I remember back in 2017, I thought 10,000 would be where we would get a break because it was just a psychological whole number in trading. Markets look at those numbers. But when you're in a frenzy, as we saw in 2017, it blew right past 10,000. So what do you guys think? Do you think we'll stop at 10,000? We're now only 1,000 points away from that. That's nothing, but we shall see. But again, I'm most excited about EOS. Now it's up 24%. It's up 3% more since I started the video. I'm telling you guys, man, I don't know what they're going to be announcing, but I'm having a feeling that it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, and I've been telling you guys for quite some time. So look into the project. Stop believing and just listening to nonsense about what EOS is and what isn't. Do your own research and you'll find why this platform has the potential. I'm not saying it's there yet, but if there is any platform out there, any blockchain platform out there that could handle or scale to the size of usage for a broader audience, EOS is the one that has the potential right now, like right now. So the next article for today is out of Decrypt Media. Roger Ver launches a local Bitcoin, and do not confuse that with local Bitcoins.com. Bitcoin Cash figurehead Roger Ver is set to open local Bitcoin, a new peer-to-peer exchange that sounds an awful lot like the old one from the original competing coin. Oh man, here we go, Roger Ver. If you're a newcomer to the world of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, it can be a bit tough to navigate the various hard forks and soft forks Bitcoin has spawned, each essentially a clone of the original king of crypto. There are now at least 44 Bitcoin forks floating around in the market. I didn't know there was that many. And a handful of those coins have amassed a large enough following to maintain significant trading volume. Roger Ver, the CEO of Bitcoin.com and purveyor of the first Bitcoin hard fork, Bitcoin Cash, is evidently unconcerned by any possible confusion, further blurring the Bitcoin lines by launching a new private peer-to-peer exchange for Bitcoin Cash called Local Bitcoin. The name, however, bears a striking resemblance to the old private peer-to-peer exchange for the original Bitcoin called Local Bitcoins. Man, Roger Ver's Local Bitcoin exchange is set to open its doors next Tuesday, June 4th. The idea for the exchange, says the Bitcoin Cash evangelist, is to allow traders to buy or sell BCH directly from one another, both online and in person, anonymously. No KYC required. It's exactly the same idea behind the 7-year-old Helsinki-based Local Bitcoins, though this P2P exchange was recently forced to succumb to KYC compliance due to pressure from regulators. So why call it Local Bitcoin when any one of the million other possible names for such a business would do just fine and be far less confusing? He says it's good marketing. This guy is almost as bad as Justin Sun from Tron. I don't know if you guys know, but I was actually talking to someone on Telegram about Justin Sun and even Vitalik. All of them are now, all of a sudden, they've gotten an announcement in June, kind of like an announcement that EOS is preparing for. It's just funny, man. Justin Sun is the worst when it comes to this. I mean, he's a great marketer, he is, but it's just, it gets old after some time, I would think. Roger Ver again says it's good marketing. It explains clearly what we are doing. That's one way to look at it, the article says. Another is to say Ver is being purposely misleading. And it wouldn't be the first time that the Bitcoin Cash proponent has been accused of intentionally muddying waters. Peter McCormick, a podcaster, said that using local.bitcoin is pretty shady, with Local Bitcoins having spent years building their brand. Last year, Ver was threatened with a lawsuit from a group pro-Bitcoin investor for allegedly misleading the public into thinking Bitcoin Cash was a genuine article through advertisements on Bitcoin.com. I will say the guy does own Bitcoin.com. That's crazy. Bitcoin doesn't even own his own domain name. Though the lawsuit never really got off the ground, his latest venture is sure to only fan these same flames. Jihan Wu commented on this tweet by Roger Ver about Local Bitcoin, and he said, another biased comparison. This is why nobody likes you, Roger. Somebody evidently does like him because he's got a decent community, but over time I think the market dictates and will weed out all of those that are not useful. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's almost like the Darwin effect. Like those weak coins that really have no leverage and no competitive advantage will just over time die out. While Ver may not technically be committing any wrongdoing by choosing to go with what is essentially the same brand as an already established business, it's a practice that ought to be avoided according to Digital Media Law Project. They say, as a general rule, if someone in a similar field to yours is already using a particular business or organizational name, you should not use it, nor should you use a name that would be confusingly similar. Might local Bitcoins have a right to a claim against Ver? Representatives from local Bitcoins did not respond to Decrypt's request for comment, but Ver is unconcerned. He said, "I don't think there will be issues, but I'm prepared for anything." Man, oh man, local Bitcoin is already racking up signups at a steady rate with nearly 2,000 accounts created as of last Wednesday, according to Reddit posts by Ver. Let's hope they all know what they're actually signing up for. Well, my thing is, how are you going to circumvent KYC forever? You're not going to be able to, in my opinion. And it won't even have to be necessarily the government comes and clamps down on your operation, but the government comes and clamps down on the individuals using your platform. They'll set up sting operations. It's been done with localbitcoins.com many years ago. They started putting agents in on the platform and meeting with individuals and actually arresting them. You know, I don't see how they're going to not follow the same fate that local Bitcoins is following. Just another marketing ploy, in my opinion, to stay relevant, man. I don't understand. You guys let me know your thoughts about this move by Roger Ver. Next article is out of Cointelegraph, and it is about China's latest crypto rankings. EOS retains top spot, Bitcoin in 12th place. Let's take a look at this really quickly. China updated its cryptocurrency rankings on May 23rd, with EOS retaining the top spot and Bitcoin moving up 3 places. The government-sponsored index assessed each blockchain on their 3 criteria: technology, application, and innovation. Joining EOS in the top 5 was Tron, Ether, Steam, and Ontology. Despite its dominance in the crypto industry overall, Bitcoin was in 12th place. While it scored well for creativity, it placed behind EOS in the score for basic technology. The rankings were released by the Center for Information and Industry Development in a collaboration with China's Ministry for Industry and Information Technology. This is the 12th assessment that has taken place, and updates are now being made once every 2 months instead of monthly, the notice reads. EOS has held the top spot since June of 2018, while Tron has managed to stay in second place since February of 2019. And the only reason Tron is in second place is because it's a copy of EOS. Oh man, oh man. Chinese businesses have been exploring blockchain with interest. Cointelegraph has reported last week e-commerce giant Alibaba unveiled plans to integrate the technology into its intellectual property system. Meanwhile, China's e-commerce site JD.com has applied for more than 200 blockchain patents. So there you have it, guys. This is an unbiased. They have no reason to support EOS. EOS is not a China-run or created entity. So you would think something that they have more control over would be number one. I think this is a good, pretty unbiased attempt to assess the blockchain technologies out there. We need to listen to what China is saying and doing, because they have the most population, so therefore the highest impact on anything, whether it be consumer products, technology, whatever the case may be. You need to listen to them when it comes to this, because they have a big footprint on everything. So just wanted to get you guys that update. EOS still number one and has been for quite some time now. Let me know your thoughts on all of these articles for today. Again, shout out to the people over there at moonlambotees.com, guys. Definitely check them out. You can save 25% if you use the promo code CryptoBlood25. They got some nice dope designs out there for sure. Look at that Doge life. I like that. I didn't see that when I was on the site. But check them out, people. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to my man Sam Aqua again for that song request. Nipsey Hussle, Clarity off that Slosson's Boys 2. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and that's my 2 Satoshis for Memorial Day 2019. I'm out of here, people. Holla!